so cool.
Hi, I'm Sarah Shockey, and today's our wedding. Come on! Hi, you so pretty! Oh, what do you think? It's stunning, Sarah. I can't believe you didn't know that!
You guys stand. We wanted to open by recognizing those who are here in spirit but cannot be here physically. And so we want to recognize Mike and Marilyn DeRosa, Maura DeRosa, William Creebley, our beloved grandparents who aren't here, and Rudy Lomberger. As I wanted to talk about love today. The definition that I like to use of love, based off of those verses, is self-sacrificially seeking the best interest of another person. And looking at you guys, I see you as people who just exude love. That the way that you are in this world is so bright and so beautiful. You guys have some words that you want to share for one another. So, Marty.
Sarah, I just want to thank you for changing my life. You make me want to be a better person. And I don't think there's anybody on the planet more perfect for me than you.
There was a time in 2016 when we were doing the podcast and I was fully in love with you and I was not sure what I was going to do about it. And I had a dream that my mom said, you and Marty were made for each other. And it gave me some courage that, even though I saw you as someone that was so far above what I could reach, you made me want to get up to your level. And then now that we're here, we can just build this whole life together. And I love you so much. And you've changed not only everything for me, but my family and all these people here. Like, you've made their lives better. So thank you. And I love you.
Marty's niece, Sarah, is going to share a song with us now.
Wise men say only fools rush in, but I can't help falling in love with you. Shall I say, would it be a sin if I can't help falling in love with you? Take my hand, take my whole life too. If I can't help falling in love with you, if I can't help falling in love with you.
All right, team. You guys want to get married? So, Marty, do you take Sarah to be your wife, to live together and abide in God's perfect plan? Will you love her, comfort her, honor her, and keep her in good times and in bad, in sickness and in health, and forsaking all others, keeping yourself only for her as long as you both shall live? I will. Sarah, will you take Marty to be your husband, to live together and abide in God's perfect plan? Will you love him, comfort him, honor and keep him in good times and in bad, sickness and in health, and forsaking all others, keeping yourself only for him as long as you both shall live?
I will.
And guys, they wanted to include you all in the ceremony as well. And so, will you guys support them in their marriage? Will you promise to encourage them and always draw them together and never apart? Say we will. So, Father, I ask that you would bless these rings as they give them to each other, that, Lord, it would be a practical reminder and a source of your continued love for each of them. So, Marty, would you take this ring? Would you put it on Sarah's finger and say, I pledge my love.
I pledge my love.
I commit my loyalty.
I commit my loyalty.
I promise my friendship.
I promise my friendship.
I will honor you.
I will honor you.
This ring. Put it on Marty's finger saying, with this ring,
I
pledge my love.
I pledge my love.
I commit my loyalty.
I commit my loyalty.
I promise my friendship.
I promise my friendship.
I will honor you.
I will honor you.
Father, thank you so much for Sarah and Marty. Thank you for the gift that they are personally to me. Thank you for the gift that they are to so many here and so many others who are not here. But I ask that you would bless this marriage, that you would root them deeply and firmly in your love. That, Lord, they would be a source of your love to many. Lord, I ask that you would bless them in every aspect of their lives. Fill them with your righteousness, peace, and joy. Amen. Well, guys, Marty, you can kiss your bride. And I have the distinct privilege of introducing for the very first time Marty and Sarah as husband and wife.
We can call for you, yeah? Come on.
Little cribs
Save the best for the last.
Pure Michigan. Come enjoy some Pure Michigan with us.
So we've got a good list put together. That was just bonus shot.
Drone, yeah.
So what we're going to be transitioning to next is a few speeches. So make sure you have a drink to toast with.
Good evening, everyone. And first of all, thank you for coming to this northern outpost of civilization. We're far away from home for many of you, and we certainly appreciate you being here. I'm the proud father of Sarah, the bride, who is a bold and intrepid person because she chose me to speak here, knowing my proclivity for dad jokes and bad puns. And I am delighted tonight to give a little peek behind the curtain on both Sarah and Marty. For decades, I've called my lovely daughter Sarah the Peanut, mainly because, like a peanut, she's small and compact and full of a tremendous amount of energy and joy. And I do get joy when I have a peanut. So it's both kinds of peanuts. When she was little, she was a comedian. She was about a year and a half old, and we would take her around in the stroller, and she had a little bear that she carried with her. And she named the bear, "Excuse me, Betsy Bear." So when people would ask, "What's your bear's name, little girl?" she'd go, "Excuse me." And they'd go, "What's your bear's name, little girl?" And then she'd laugh at them, which is kind of an insight into Sarah. But she's always a kind person. We once had a party at our house, and in our neighborhood, we were in East Lansing. There's lots of people from all over the world at Michigan State, and there was an elderly lady from China, and she didn't speak our language, and we said hi, and it was a little bit awkward. Sarah went over and spent like an hour communicating with her and making her feel at home and helpful, and that's kind of how Sarah is. But to really know Sarah, she thinks things up that are unusual. She looked at a blob of ketchup once and said, "I'm going to create Shockey." Well, this, ladies and gentlemen, is Choppy. And I guess when I think of Sarah, I thought of something that people told me in high school. They said, you know, when you're looking for a girl in high school, there's three things. There's pretty, smart, and nice, and you got to only pick two. But with Sarah, Marty, you got all three, just like I did with her mom. Marty already is and has been a member of our family since a dear Christmas that we had in 2018. It's one of my favorite memories, our first Christmas at our house. Marty got to come and be with us. And he's just a good and faithful friend, an advocate for the disenfranchised. He regularly takes elderly and handicapped folks to lunch, is an advocate for people who can't advocate for themselves, and does all kinds of practical things to help people. I've been privileged to see another side of Marty, and that is the captain of his own ship. I call that ship the Intrepid. Marty has faced a lot of headwinds in life and some staggering life challenges, including losing his mom and his sister unexpectedly within about a 6-month period when he was just out of high school. But Marty has kept his ship moving ahead gainfully and manfully, and is an inspiration to all of us especially to me and Diane. In closing, here's a few words of wisdom I've gleaned over our 47 years of marriage. Always be real and authentic and honest with yourself and with each other. Remember that laughter is a secret ingredient to a happy marriage, and you guys are rich on that. Choose the positive can-do attitude, especially when life throws challenges in your direction, which I see you guys doing all the time. Stay focused on God. Seek to abide in his presence. Good guidance will come, and you will hear the voice of God, often sounding like that of your spouse. And finally, keep the flame of love burning in heart and in mind. Always use your resources for the best and highest good of the other. Ladies and gentlemen, please raise the toast.
David said, I'm Ryan, Marty's nephew. I'm not cousin Kurt. Just don't want anyone to get confused here. I spent a lot of time thinking about, sorry, now I'm getting choked up. I spent a lot of time thinking about like what I wanted to say, and there's not one story about Marty and my relationship that could tell you guys how much he's meant to me as a person. I truly wouldn't be who I am today. I truly wouldn't be who I am today without him. I had met Sarah a couple times in the past, but when my grandpa got sick, Marty and I would pick him up in Chicago, coming down from Milwaukee, and we would go see him. And Sarah started tagging along, and a time that was incredibly tough turned out to be some of the most fun I've ever had hanging out with the two of them in my life. And since we were going a lot. And we started having so much fun, and Sarah has become such a huge part of my life too. And I've gotten incredibly close with her, and it just makes me feel so good that you guys have each other. And you've always been so great, Marty, at taking care of people. And for me to know that somebody's there to take care of you and to watch you guys do what you do with everyone together has been just incredible for me. I forgot to bring something up here to toast.
Good evening. I actually brought a special guest up here with me. This is my son, Alistair. And we wanted to say something together about this very special couple. You know, I'm the older sister. Sarah's 6 years younger than I am, and I've seen her entire life. Somebody asked me before the wedding to share a memory, a special memory that I had about Sarah, and I racked my brain, and there were just so many things. How can I boil down a lifetime of memories with my sister into one thing? And then that got me thinking about what I wanted to say here, and what is this special, unique perspective that I could maybe offer about my sister and Marty and about this couple and what their love means. So what I will say is that, and this is in line with what my brother shared at the ceremony this morning, Sarah is a person who has always been full of a lot of love. So much love, indiscriminate love. She is the person who will always look to find what people need. Wherever we are, she's gonna look around and find out what do the people here really need, and then she's gonna do what she can to fill that need. I believe Alistair has a couple of words he wants to say as well.
All I was gonna say is that I love you guys and congratulations.
So guys, we had those beautiful family toasts, but you guys know Marty and Sarah and know that they're not just obligatory and normal. And so they asked for some of their extended comedy family to share toasts as well. And so I have the pleasure of welcoming up Joe Kilgalon first to represent Marty's comedy family.
Thank you. I want to thank my openers. They were great. They were really good. It's tough to follow, I'll tell you what. I also want to note that they had months to prepare their speeches. I did not. But Marty and Sarah are such an amazing couple. I love them. I speak on behalf of all of the comedy community, how much we love them so much, because I remember when Marty first started dating Sarah, seeing him out at a bar after a show, and him describing Sarah. She's so cool, she's so smart, she's beautiful, and she loves wrestling. And then me being like, you need to get a ring now, I think, 'cause since you were a little boy, this is what you dreamed of, and you did it, my man. You made it, buddy. You got your dream. And Sarah has been so good to all Marty's friends, which Marty's friends aren't always the best. So that says a lot about you. She's helped us look good in auditions and done so many things. And I think I speak on behalf of everyone when I just say I love you guys so much. You guys are amazing. I got like 10 more minutes, by the way. I haven't seen a light. But I've known Marty since 2007, and I've seen him grow so much as a person, and I'm so proud to call him a friend. I mean, his contributions to the world of stand-up comedy, to the world of professional wrestling and commercials, and to Costco. It's been... For those of you who don't know, he worked at Costco for a good 13 years, several locations throughout the greater Chicagoland area. He was your guy. He was my guy at Costco, right? Well, Marty is really just one of the best friends anyone could have. He's great to have in the good times, of course, because he's Marty DeRosa, comedy bulldozer. He's Marty DeRosa, the Darren Carter party starter. The last one I don't know if I could say, so I'm not going to use that one. I read the room. And when times are tough, Marty's great to have around. He's got an amazing sense of humor. He can pick you up when you're down. He's done that for me a million times over. He's done that for our comedy scene. I mean, what other person at a wake could make everyone who's just torn to shreds laugh by simply asking, hey, does anyone know the Wi-Fi password? You're one of a kind, Marty. Sarah, you're one of a kind. And together, you guys are an amazing pair. I love you. On behalf of the comedy community, thank you guys so much. Give it up for Marty and Sarah!
Hi, hello, folks. For those of you, if you don't know me, my name's Tim Dunn, and I performed with Sarah and Tyler as part of the Shockey for 5 years, and it was a comedy band, sketch group, improv thing. Your dad just called us an improv band, and I was like, yeah, sure, okay, yeah. Hard to categorize, hard to market. My time with the Shockeys was some of the most amazing times of my life. Shockey, correct me if I'm wrong, you kept a record of all the shows that we did. 300 shows. Yes, 300 shows on a spreadsheet. And when you do 300 shows, especially when you're starting out in comedy, all you remember are the highs and the lows. So what sticks out to me are like the night when we were at a bar opening for a group that played Israeli jazz, or the multiple shows that we did at Chicago's Navy Pier that were outdoors. And you might be thinking, oh, outdoor comedy, did that work? No, it did not. And then you might think like, oh, but you guys were doing music, so that probably helped you. Not really. We were mostly performing for seagulls that were stealing bread at the tables around us. And then the sports bar show where there was, I believe, a Bears game. We were pregame for a Bears game, and the biggest pop that we got that night is when I said, hey, this is going to be our last song. But there were good shows, too. My favorite show was, to this day, the first show we did in Charleston, South Carolina, at Theater 99, because we had been doing this thing for our friends for a while, and we didn't know if it would work, and it did, and it was incredibly gratifying to my work with Sarah and Tyler. And I think if I had to guess what Sarah's favorite show was, it would probably still be the Playground show where we were introduced as Sarah, Shockey, and the Shockeys. We really were like a family at that time in our lives. We celebrated holidays together and birthdays. And I speak from experience when I say this, we really wanted the other two to like the person that we were dating. And even after Shockey's was over, I remember meeting Marty and liking him instantly. And I think part of that is the way that Sarah set up the night because we saw one of Marty's stand-up shows, and Marty killed. He destroyed. And it was very eye-opening for me because it was like, oh, when you meet your significant other's friends, you should be doing the thing that you are best at. And so that's why the next time I meet my wife's friends, I really want to have them watch me bagging groceries. Cans on the bottom, you know, frozen stuff with frozen stuff. Chemicals got to stay away with food. You know, there's an art to it. But from that night, the thing that really stands out was how much Sarah and Marty made each other laugh. And I remember many conversations with Sarah where we said to each other, like, I think there's many things where everybody looks for, but we can't end up with people that don't make us laugh. And when I see Marty and Sarah doing bits or making each other laugh even now, it reminds me of a realization I had about my own marriage not too long ago. My wife and I recently got into the Bachelor franchise of shows. We're talking Bachelor, Bachelorette, Golden Bachelor, Golden Bachelorette. We don't really do Bachelor in Paradise, but after the last season with Jen, we might have to. Anyway, my wife left for a camping trip for like a week and a half last year, and I had all this free time to myself, and I was like, okay, what am I going to do? I know. I'm going to watch a whole season of The Bachelor all by myself. I turn on episode 1, quickly realize I do not like The Bachelor as a television show. I think it's manipulative. I think it sets a bad precedence for people about dating. I think it's an awful, awful TV show. But what I love is my wife. And I love spending time with her and making her laugh and her making me laugh. And no one really asks me, like, hey, what's the secret to a good marriage? I'm not sure what that says about me, but... But if they ever do, and I really hope they do, really. I think I would say that, there's a lot of things that are important in a marriage, but if you can sit on a couch and make fun of a TV show or a movie together, then even when times are tough, you've still got that, and that's so important. And so, Sarah, Marty, keep making each other laugh, and no amount of effort in a relationship bit ever goes unwasted. And folks, please raise your glasses to Marty and Sarah. I love you guys.
This is a song about love. Love is not proud. Love does not boast. Love, after all, matters the most. Love does not run. Love does not hide. Love does not keep locked inside. Love is the river that flows through, and love never fails you. Love will sustain. Love will provide. Love will not cease the end of time, and love will protect. Love always hopes, and love still believes when you don't. Love is the arms that are holding you, and love never fails you. When my heart won't make a sound, when I can't turn back around, when the sky is falling down, nothing is greater than this, greater than this. 'Cause 'cause love is right here. Love is alive. Love is the way, the truth, the life. Love is the river that flows through. Love is the arms that are holding you. And love is the place you will fly to. And love never fails you.